coming out this evening. I appreciate that you're taking your time to come to this meeting. This is in preparation for what's coming. We all know that we had flooding last year. We're going to have more flooding this year. We have a little bit of a head start this year because we're here. We're not evacuated. Anyhow, I just wanted to introduce our panel. We have Ramon Lucero. Where's he at? Okay, Ramon, if you want to come up here, you'll be one of the first ones to present. He's from Rural Community Assistance Corporation. You may have heard RCAC. He's going to be talking about the recovery opportunities and drinking water issues. We have Rural Partnership Network grant opportunities. Raul Hurtado is scheduled on the agenda, and he's got his boss here, Patricia Dominguez, who's a Rural Development State Director. She's been appointed by President Biden to oversee this program. It's a brand new program. It started last year.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ramon Lucero. We basically provide technical assistance to communities, community water systems and wastewater systems across the 11 western states of the United States. We're a part of a larger network that provides the same services across the country, with a national partner in Washington who helps us get a lot of the funding that we need to do some of our work. What I wanted to share with you tonight was just a little bit of the work that we've been doing recently here in the Mora area in conjunction with a lot of different agencies and a lot of different partners. But we've been working, we had a grant from HUD to convene some meetings with a bunch of the local residents. And those meetings have resulted in the creation of 3 committees. One of the committee that I'm on is called the Infrastructure Committee. The other 2 committees are on housing, and the third one on economic development. The committee for infrastructure, some of our focus is going to be to seek for, where there's still gaps in water quality testing, is of course on all the private wells that are out there. And I believe that, you know, when I kind of think about the Mora area, I think about 50% of the community gets served through community water systems, and the other 50% gets served through private wells. And so, you know, the huge gap that we have right now is how do we test for all, you know, for all those private wells. Right now, at this particular moment, the New Mexico Environment Department has released like a little application. If you have a private well and you're interested in getting your well tested, you can do that, but it's a very short window of time. It's just over the next couple of days. So by the 21st, if you're interested in having your well tested, you need to go to this link with the Environment Department, and we can provide that as well. The commissioner has that information as well, but we can provide it so that you can go and say that you're interested in having your private well testing. Through some of the work that we're doing with the Infrastructure Committee, we're gonna focus in that area as well, realizing that we don't have a lot of data in that area. Part of our proposal will be to seek funding to do more of that work as well.
No, my name is Gilbert Quintana, and I'm with the Planning and Zoning Commission of Mora County. We have a project called Western Mora County Groundwater Project, sponsored by the county, paid by the county. It's free to individuals. We'll be doing testing on private and community mutual domestic water association wells. So if you're interested, you could see me, and I could provide you a flyer on how you can contact the contact person for that project. And we have 30 slots right now available. So the sooner the better. I know some people here have already submitted their applications, and just a real quick name, phone number, address type of thing.
Mr. Quintana, it's good to see you again. Thank you very much for that.
And could you repeat your number to the public here?
Yes, I can. So again, Ramon Lucero, and my phone number is 505-819-7342. The commissioner also has my email address if you want to email me as well. And to Mr. Quintana's point, there's actually other agencies outside of the New Mexico Environment Department that are also doing water quality testing, like the Highlands University and others, and the organization that Mr. Quintana talked about as well. So thank you for that.
Thank you. We'll go ahead and...
Good evening, folks. My name is Patricia Dominguez. I am with the Rural Development Office, and I would like to first introduce my staff. These are the folks who help New Mexicans every day, and we'll be the folks that will be helping this area with our disaster funding, which I'll talk more about. And I will also talk, well, actually Raul will talk more about the Rural Partners Network that Ramon mentioned. So first off, here we have Raul Hurtado, who's with the Rural Partners Network, and he will be giving a little message on what that is and how that can be helpful. I have Eric Vigil, who's our Deputy State Director. He's been doing this for 30-odd years. If he can figure out a way to do it, he's the guy. He'll let us know. We have Laura Lujan, who's actually a local here. She works out of our Las Vegas office. And we have Samantha Martinez, who is our Housing Program Director. The majority of us do work out of the Albuquerque office, but we're all New Mexicans, and we're here really to assist our local community members. So in the disaster supplemental bill that came out in January, we received funding that's specific to disasters. And the Single Family Housing Rural Disaster Home Repair Grant is what I'm going to talk about. And it does target very low to low income folks. And the grant, the maximum grant award is $40,675. So this can help with site prep. It can also help with disaster-related home repair expenses, including costs incurred prior to application. And site prep is really, I think, can encompass a lot of things. And really what we're here to do is to really apply this in a very broad fashion. So if it's something you think you need, please come to us and we'll try to make sure that we can potentially, fit it into that thing, into what the rules are here. So it is a grant, and again, like low to very low income, that is the target. And again, site prep will encompass potentially a lot of things. Do you need a new septic system? Has your well been damaged? Is the road to your home, was that damaged? And do you need assistance fixing that? At this point, those are some of the things I'm thinking of, but I'm not here on a daily basis, and I don't know how you've been, personally impacted. But again, come to us, and we will do our best to kind of help you in this process. We are also working actually very closely with our state partners, the folks right behind me here, to basically as they do casework for folks, that's really probably the best way to kind of access the program. If you can access our program, you can probably access many others, and these folks are here to help. And we're also in contact with the long-term recovery group, so that is another way we are getting folks into our program. So I think there's a variety of ways you can reach out to us directly, through the state, through their casework system, and also through the long-term recovery group. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Raul. He's one of your on-the-ground folks here, and he's going to talk about the Rural Partners Network that Ramon mentioned, and how we can potentially also assist you through that program.
Thank you so much, Patricia. That was wonderful. Really appreciate your support coming down or up from Albuquerque. Lower elevation down there, so you're actually technically coming up, right? Or heading north. Again, my name is Raul Hurtado. I'm with the Office of Rural Development, as Director Patricia Domingo said. I'm here to talk to you guys today about the Rural Partners Network. I'm excited to introduce this community to RPN. RPN is a program administered by the Office of Rural Development, and rural development is a mission area of the United States Department of Agriculture. RPN is working on the ground in New Mexico, northern New Mexico. We also have 2 networks down south to provide support to the Northern New Mexico Pathways Economic Development District with technical support, assistance, resources, and staff from across the federal government to improve access to programs and advance local projects. I know many of us are working on projects. We have a lot of need, right? We spent several months working in the trenches trying to identify those needs. Some of them are short-term needs, some of them are long-term, right? I'm happy to say that we're here to provide partnership and relief for some of that work. Again, the projects are happening, we know that. And so we're looking to create a partnership, a collaborative with 4 different counties within northern New Mexico. This collaboration is going to be between Mora, San Miguel, Taos and Colfax counties, that's going to be considered our community network. Okay, as the network liaison, that's my job, for RPN, I'll be working with your community network and throughout northern New Mexico communities to help identify projects that create jobs, build infrastructure, and support long-term economic and social stability. I know we're all looking for stability. We've been impacted pretty hard. I myself was impacted personally. I had to evacuate my home, the home that I built with my own 2 hands. I had to pack up all my belongings. Everything I worked for in my entire life was on this parcel of land, and I had to leave. That was very hard for me. So I know that we're all looking for stability. We're looking to recover. I get it. So I'm happy to be here, right? The Rural Partners Network also seeks to empower rural communities to get their fair share of federal funds, which is essential not only for economic development, but also we want to ensure that you guys have equitable access to federal resources across the community. I know many of you are probably thinking, wow, another program, another resource, but yes, that's exactly what we're going to be not only seeking to empower communities, but we're looking to design and build collaboratives, okay? This is, and the way we do this is through a public to private partnership, all right? So these collaboratives are going to be designed to do 4 things. Number 1, provide rural communities a single front door, like I said, to a broad array of federal assistance, tools, and expertise. Also, we want to increase the technical assistance part of it, right? Some of these applications are technical and they're hard to navigate through. We're going to be here to help you build that capacity. We want to improve the delivery of federal funding. That's a big one, right? Ramon was talking about one of the grant applications that he's working on to get more funding to help you, continue on this path of recovery. That's going to be a big part of my job, helping with, securing funding for these projects. And lastly, we want to inform program leaders like state directors and policymakers about rural opportunities and priorities, right? We know this community has a set of priorities. My job is going to be to help kind of help you navigate and sift through some of those priorities. Look for a path forward, right? I like to always say that those projects that are successful are those that come to us with a list of what they need, right? And so my job is going to be to help you move forward and get that project funded and implemented. I will help identify stakeholders to participate in this community network to learn more about your guys' needs. We want to hear about you and what you need. A community network, like I said, is a collaborative of local leaders, residents, civic and business organizations, nonprofits, service providers, development agencies like the ones I've already mentioned, and many others representing the diversity of your guys' community, okay? So my role, again, is also relationship building, okay? I'm gonna be doing a little bit of research, acting as an advocate for RPN, other federal programs, and agencies, right? I wanna help kind of connect you guys with the appropriate program or resource for your project. That's gonna be a big part of my job, my role. So if you're interested in participating in the community network or receiving opportunities about this information, or you need more additional information, I would encourage you to check out rural.gov. It's rural.gov. Right there you can access the Northern New Mexico Pathways Economic Development link, and that'll kind of take you to a list of programs. I'm happy to sit down with you to help you navigate through that website. You can come into our office to do that. So just in closing, I want to give a little bit of background. In April of 2022, we just had our 1-year anniversary for RPN. The Biden
575-277-5899 is Raul's office cell. And then I'll give you the Albuquerque and the Las Vegas office phone numbers as well.
Sure, okay. His number in Las Vegas office is 505-425-3594. And the main office in Albuquerque is 505-761-4950. Clearly somebody will answer one of those 3.
Thanks. Okay, so
So-
I can answer that.
Real quick, he just wanted to know where your offices are?
Sure, yeah, so we're located at 1927 North 7th Street in Las Vegas. We're at the USDA Service Center, that's exactly right, sir. Yep, right across the street from the Forest Service office.
Yes, I know